All right. So I've got the Craftsman YT4000 riding mower here, and on a previous video I got it running again, had to replace some parts and a starter and all that good stuff, and it cranks up. It seems to run okay, you know, at the higher RPMs, and the mowing deck engages like it should now. There was some vibration, so I'm going to follow on. It looks like it just needs a really good tune-up right now. So I'm going to take a look at the spark plugs. I'm going to change the oil for sure, change the fuel filter, the air filter, and I'm going to check the clearance on the valves. I think when I try to start it up, sometimes it seems like it drags, and I think it's because of the valves not being set right. So I'm going to set those gaps, and what else? And on the mowing deck, I'm going to lift it up, take the blades off, and sharpen and balance them, and maybe they'll get rid of the vibration. So it's just a little tune-up and fine-tuning on this thing. So let's get started. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and start getting the oil drained. You can see how dark that is. Dark and a little low, so it definitely needed a oil change. I've already slid my pan under here. But what's cool, I love these hoses. Makes it so much easier and cleaner to change the oil. Usually it's coming straight out of here and it's dribbling all over the place. This there we go. Yeah, it was pretty dark. I guess I'll just hold it here. But I guess while I'm letting the oil drain, I'm going to take a look at the spark plug on this side. Well, both of them really, but I want to change the plugs, but I want to see what condition these are in too. A lot of times they do tell the tale, you know. Wow, look at that. Think that needs changing? Whew. Isn't that something? So there's really heavy carbon buildup on that. We'll see if the other side looks the same. Well, I'm impatient. I'm tired of holding this hose. I don't have anything to hold it down. I'll come back in a second. I want to see what this other spark plug looks like. Wow, same thing. Look at the buildup on those jokers, man. These are the worst I've seen in a long time. Okay, so before I change them out, I'm going to take the valve head covers off and check the gaps on those. A lot of oil in this one. Let me get a shop rag. Spin her around and see what it does. If I'm not mistaken, they're usually between, the spec is between 4 and 7. I usually just go for 6. There we go. 5 or 6. A little loose. That one's right on. This side's a little looser than this one. Make sure it's top dead center here. Yep, right on it. So, yeah, let's tighten them up a bit. The rods are okay. I like to take the rods and spin them and see if there's any wavering on it. If they look straight. Same with this side. So let's alright, so loosen that up. Now we can tighten the inside down. There we go. Alright, that's more like it. sometimes when you're tightening it up, yeah, see, it tightened up too much. Well, that's still not bad. That's about 5 thousandths. And let's get this bottom one. This one's a bit tight. I'm going to come off of that one. There we go. Easy peasy. So you can see where I loosen up the nut, and then you tighten up the internal, and then tighten up you adjust it with this internal Torx outer end, and when it tightens up, then you tighten up the nut, and it locks it into place. So let me do this other side real quick. Alright, so I got both sides set. I'm going to go ahead and get all the old gasket material off of here. And I don't have the regular, paper gasket. I guess I ran out, but I'm going to do the same. I'm just going to have to put a bead around it. But I'm just going to scrape all this off, scrape it off of there, and I'll probably have to bend it back in shape. Yeah, see where when I was having to pry it off, it bent it over a little bit. Same with the other side, so I'll bend that back. But I'll tune back in once the cleaning is finished. Alright. Semi-clean. I'm just going to bend this tab back a little more. I think that will work. There we go. Just put a bead. Doesn't take much at all. And put this top facing up so you can always see the model number and all that good stuff. Since it's that gasket, the silicone gasket, I just snug it down by hand. I don't tighten it up all the way yet. I just like to let it start setting and then I tighten them down. So I'll do the same thing on this side and I'll come back when I'm done. Alright, it's been a little while. I'll go ahead and twist these down. You can see I'm not torquing them down hardly any at all. I'll let the gasket do its thing, right? Alright, so that deed is done. Put the new spark plug in. Boy, thing was dirty in there. Let's see if I can clean some of the junk out of there. Wow, maybe that was the problem before. Maybe not so much the valves as it was spark plugs and the connection down here. It was just jam-packed, full of dirt and debris. I think that got it. Yep. Let me get the other side. Alright, let me make sure all the oil has come out of there as much as possible. I'll probably have to sit here again for a few minutes. So before I add oil, there was just so much caked in crap. Alright, I need to get something in there to get all the crap out of there before I add oil. Alright, I got all that cleaned out. There you can actually see the gasket now. It was so gummed up in there you couldn't even see the gasket on the inside. Make sure nothing got in there. Looks pretty clean. Some oil. I'm putting 10W30 in this one. Sometimes I look for just straight 30 weight, but 10W30 does pretty good. So I don't know how old this fuel filter is, or the oil filter for that matter. So I've already stuck that on there, and I'm going to yank the replace the fuel filter. And I don't know how old the gas is actually, but it seemed to run okay on it the other day. We'll try it again. Here's the fuel filter. Oh, that came off. And there's not a lot of gas in there. I don't know if you can see that over here. The level's about right there. So let's see if I can burn all that off. Alright, so I think everything's done except for the blades. I'm going to go ahead and crank this up and see how it sounds. So far we've changed the oil, the fuel filter, the oil filter, put new oil in, adjusted the valves, and new spark plugs. We'll see how it sounds compared to what it was the other day. Wow. Huge difference. And I discovered something else here. So it's running much smoother, especially on the initial takeoff, right? But one thing I did notice, let's look at the timer there. See, I thought it was saying 174, or that's 774 hours. So I thought that was a 1, but that's 774 hours on it, and no telling when it was serviced. You know what I mean? But we got it all done, and it's running pretty good. So let's tackle the blades. Alright, well, I got it up on the jack, on the lift, and let's take a look under here. Man, that's actually not bad. That side's okay. This is a little worn here. And yeah, okay, so these are mulching blades. Yeah, I failed to notice that. You can see he's got the mulching kit instead of blowing it through, and he's got the appropriate blades. Oop. This one has a few chips on it. Yeah, so let's go ahead and take these off, sharpen them and balance them. Okay, cool. Yeah, I didn't even notice that was a mulching kit on here. So let me get my impact wrench. Alright, I had to wait for the compressor to turn off. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to use my impact wrench and get these suckers off there. There's one. So that is the side that might be causing the combustion, or the vibration. Let me get over there where you can see. Let's see, so you can see there on that side, it has that star pattern, and you look over here and it's almost worn down. So actually it goes on that way. Yeah, so that might be having a hard time catching on there. That thing is worn out. It just barely catches, and I can't tell if it's out or round. I'll inspect that a little closer. Huh. Alright, well, let's take care of these blades real quick and see if this is solid. Yeah, see, it sits in there like this, and I can feel it, but that thing had definitely spun. Alright, I'm going to try to get this videotaped here. I'm way out of room, as you can see. Well, there's my bench grinder. This is where I'm going to sharpen these blades, and then there's my balancer, but I hardly have any room. You see, I have this manual mill, and I've been converting it over to a CNC, so my workbench is full. You can see there's the table, and they're cut and ready to put ball screws on. You can see the the motor cover, the motor mounting plate there. The same thing goes on each side. There's the saddle. And I've cut oil ways. Yeah, so it's been a pretty big project. But hopefully it won't be too long, and this mill will be a CNC mill. But I'll see if I can get this on camera here. So first I'm going to check the balance. Zoom up on it a little bit. Yeah, so here's the fixture. I'm going to set it out here just for convenience. Like I said, my bench is full. But you just lay the blade on it and it automatically adjusts. You see, this is spring loaded. And then there's the level on it. So it'll fit the round holes, the star pattern, anything. You just pop it on and it adjusts. So it's almost balanced. It looks like that side is a little heavier. Let's turn it around and see if it does the same thing. Yep, so this side's a little heavier. And I just take note because once I start, you know, once I grind all this down and get it all balanced, or sharpened, then I come off and see which way it's going to go. So zoom back out. Alright, let's get this sucker. They're really not in bad shape. A couple of bad nicks, but this one's okay. Guess I gotta plug it in. And my eyewear. I always come on the back side, and this helps even out the bumps and bruises here, and then come back and get all the burrs and whatnot. See how it got most of the bumps off. So that's pretty sharp. And when you're balancing also, not only sharpening, but make sure there's no big clumps of grass or mud or anything on the blade, or that will affect the balance. Just clean it off and let it go. There we go. Okay, that's balanced. I'll do the same thing with the other blade, and we'll go install them. All right, let's get these on. I'm about to make a lot of racket. I'm probably going to scare my cat off. See him there? Camouflage. Laying there on the tarp. I'm probably about to scare the shit out of him here. So, this side was okay. It's the other side. know if you can see what I'm doing there. Just make sure your blade's on this side. Looking from this side, the blade's always going counterclockwise. There we go. Let's go over here and get this other side. I hope this one goes on okay. That looks kind of funky there. And it's just barely grabbing. Where'd the nut go? There it is. All right. Looks like it's holding. Yeah, so I don't feel any Zerk fittings or anything to give it a grease job, a lube job. This side does have a little noise, but it's not loose. You know, I guess it's okay for now. I'd say it's probably on its way out. One more year, one more season of mowing, it'll probably be time to replace that. But, well, that is it. Let me take it off the stand, and we'll see how it engages. Alright, well, let's see how she sounds, and I'll engage the blade and see how those sound. Well, alright, so that was a complete tune-up on this thing. So we changed the oil filter, the fuel filter, the air filter, the spark plugs, adjusted the valves, and sharpened and balanced the blades. And now it is purring. Not bad for 774 hours on it. And when I first got this thing, I thought it was a 1. I thought it was 174, but it was 774. So that explains a lot. But, well, that's it. That was a complete tune-up on it. Once again, thanks for watching. be sure to subscribe and watch for my next video. Did you find something, Kitty? What are you looking at?